Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Normally I would do an 18+ reading. Please do stay tuned. That is coming, but today we're answering a very special question. What is their karma for hurting you, and what, if anything, can you do about it? So I will be looking into the specifics of your connection. This is a pick-a-pile. And then telling you with each card here what tarot deck I'll be using, clarifying that with some oracles, and letting you know some messages from Spirit regarding this situation. So if you're new to my channel, just take a second. There might be a pile that pops out and resonates with you already. For those of us that need a little bit more getting in, dropping down into our feeling space, you can just take a deep breath as I tell you a little bit about our selection. So pile 1 is going to be the creator. This is all from the shadow edition of the Threads of Fate. And this is our amethyst cluster. Pile 2 is the revolutionary with a citrine cluster. And pile 3 is the void with a rose quartz, raw rose quartz stone. So just take a second and choose the pile that resonates with your best energy. Alternatively, you can close your eyes. And then when you open your eyes after a second, the one that jumps out at you is your pile. If you're drawn to more than one, please feel free to jump to different piles. There's a message there for you, and I will put the timestamps below, okay? Select your pile, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, pile 1. You have chosen this lovely card, which is giving me Ace of Wands vibes, the creator. So you may be an artist, but more likely you're in a change in your life, just a little bit about you, where you're looking for a fresh start. You could have separated from somebody, divorced, broken up with them, moved, changed houses, changed businesses, just something calling in fresh energy. And our amethyst stone here is all about psychic resonance. So you're either stepping into these gifts or something is telling you that maybe you need to trust your intuition more. And I see that your person is also kind of going through this come to Jesus moment where maybe they realize what they've done, but it might be too late. So let's just see what's going on here. And the pile that resonates here is the Thoth Tarot. Sorry I didn't say this before, but this is the pile that you chose. So this is the Thoth Tarot deck, and if anyone isn't familiar, Aleister Crowley, it's all about Aleister Crowley, who was a mystic and just sort of a big figure in the occult community in the early 20th century. So this is very alchemical, which is perfect for the fact that you are really birthing something new. So let's just see. I'll draw all the cards here. What is this person's karma for hurting you? And the first card we get is death. So yeah, they're definitely going through a change, maybe a dark night of the soul. We have the Queen of Discs, which is Pentacles in this deck. And I will clarify these cards in a minute. We have the Princess of Wands. Ooh, I see that this person really sees you as someone not to be messed with. And then Death is clarified by the Princess of Swords, more like I am woman, hear me roar energy. And of course, insert your pronouns where you will. We have Abundance, clarifying the Queen of Discs. And Valor with the Queen or Princess of Wands. This is pretty crazy. Strength in Reverse is on the bottom. And I'm just going to draw a couple oracles as well. just to see kind of what was going on in this situation. This is the Mystic Red Rose Oracle. Ooh, we have shock, sudden change, surprise and epiphany, transformation. We have backstabbing, heartbreak and pain, separation and loss. Yes, that definitely resonates here for someone. And I think I will stop there. I love how this says shocking attack. How interesting. And then love. I think I'll draw one more. And passion. Okay. I'm going to move him. Bye, Jade Dragon. So this is really interesting. And I'm sorry there's a glare here, but it is nighttime, so I will hold these cards up so you can see them. I do see that you had probably a very passionate start with this person. It felt like love at first sight. Maybe there was, for some of you, not all, like a bit of trauma bonding here. They seem so perfect because they were mirroring your, the things that you did well and the things that you had to work on. This could be a twin flame connection if you resonate with the label. You guys could be in separation at the moment. I do see that this person, and again, like with the shock card, it could have come on very suddenly. It was unexpected. But also I do feel from shock and backstabbing that somewhere this person had like a sudden change of personality. They showed you a side of them you did not anticipate seeing. And you're not really sure at this point if that's really who they are and you were just blinded, or if they were just having a hard time and acted out of character. Let's look a little closer at the tarot here. So we have Death, we have the Queen of Discs, and we have the Princess of Wands. And I see that they feel the same way about you. There's strong warrior queen energy out of the Pentacles here, which means like you could be a lawyer, you could be some business person, somebody who started out really strong and uncompromising. I see that you're a creator. We have the Princess of Wands here. Maybe like art was a hobby on the side and now you want it to become a business or something. I just see you kind of transitioning into a fuller version of yourself somehow that involves creativity, but using creativity to stabilize you in a way, to pay your rent, to light you up, to fuel your daily practices kind of thing. And then, of course, Death and the Princess of Swords here, to me, just kind of feels like, that's so interesting. They feel the same way about you. There's all this abundance here in the beginning. There's all this, you are my person, you say the right things, you do the right things, you look the right way, you're my type. I do see this person putting you up on a pedestal. This is somebody I can win with. This is somebody that I can grow with. Again, this Valor card kind of mimics that creator. But then something happened to where this person, as a result of that separation, as a result of this death, you know what I'm getting from your connection is that this person just freaked out. This person looked somewhere, was probably unconsciously or actively looking for things where they could back out of this connection and say, aha, you were, that shadow side that I was looking for was true. It was too good to be true. You aren't the person that I thought you were, and that means I can get out before I have to do any real growth. And this was shocking to you because you were like, wait a minute, everything ticks every box. We should be moving forward, not moving back. And you see this with the Princess of Swords fighting off kind of like this onslaught, this unexpected onslaught, trying to save her autonomy, but also not trying to wound the other person too much because you love them. I really do see that. It's almost like you've had to move on against your will. But yeah, fear not. They're going through this change. They will be cycling through the situation I'm hearing that they had with you and then realize that they misread the situation, jumped the gun, responded in an unfair manner. That's kind of what I see. So as far as karma, let's see. Let's look at what karma is coming to them. The thing I kind of feel with all of these feminine cards is that like a feminine mentor, mother figure, someone is going to come, maybe they will even meet these goddesses of justice themselves and be enlightened. But I don't know. Let's just see. So we have element of air, element of water, element of fire. Okay, interesting. We have Book of Shadows. Let's draw some more. We have Candle. Ooh. I wanted to use this deck as well. And then at the center we have Kairos. Oh, how interesting. So, I feel like this person realizes that they are actually running from some kind of a higher power, whether that be God, spirit, nature, whatever you want to call it, source energy. There's an evil eye that's been cast upon them. And I just kind of feel like maybe there's an ex. There's like somebody, some feminine energy in this person's life that has seen that this person has this pattern. Things get too hard, they leave, they're ignoring their shadow side kind of type thing. And it's almost as if a spell has been cast, whether just by the karmic trail that they've had so far or like somebody actively taking revenge. I see candle magic here if somebody identifies as pagan or does rituals in a certain way. It's very interesting. I just kind of feel like this person is going to lose their voice. We have that blue chakra color. If they don't speak up and speak the truth about that situation and stop telling lies to other people to corroborate their identity in this story and trying to make themselves look good for whatever they did, then they're going to be in deep trouble. Something will happen to where it will rob them of that voice, whether they get sick or, I don't know, just something around having a hard time speaking in general, which is really interesting. So I actually see some pretty heavy things coming for this person. Now, what can you do? Are you supposed to do anything? Let's see. We have in the near future. So I feel like, this person is going to get clues. Spirit is going to nudge them. They're going to get signs that they should talk to you, call you, try to figure out how to apologize and change some of their patterns. I'm just kind of getting the vibe that you can kind of sit back and do nothing. This person needs to forgive themselves, but also if you are in a twin flame connection, it definitely helps to send some kind of forgiveness over the 5D here because you are moving on. You realize that you have to work on yourself and you can't just hold this person's hand through every step of the way. So any anger and animosity that you send that person is just going to come back to you, and that's going to block your love. That's not good. So really freeing yourself from your own cosmic chains here is important. This person is definitely going to get theirs. You don't have to do anything. And I feel like that pattern has been long set before you even came into their lives. You might even have come into their life so that they can change that pattern. Ironically, the card that it's telling you to do is to use your own voice to express yourself. So if you are an artist, don't stop writing. Find friendship and sisterhood. Speak your truth loudly. Help other people. I mean, it really feels like a twin flame connection here, because it's such an interesting mirroring that this person is losing their autonomy and losing their voice as you is gaining your autonomy and gaining your voice. And hopefully that will push that person into alignment. But there's really no guarantee here. So I have a couple of things for you as I get some final messages. I have a twin flame distance Reiki healing on my Etsy shop. That's really helpful. It can help your person energetically unblock themselves. If they're not willing to do it, it's kind of an extension of the nudge of the universe and just good vibes in general. So that's on my website. And I also have just a few deeper relationship reads. I have a compatibility birth chart reading. So you can just see in the future, like where problems might arise or where you'll work well together. That's always fun. I will need people's birth dates, places, and times for that. And then I also have a short, like, is this person my twin flame reading? So just go check those out below. I'll link them. Yeah, emotions are running high. So it's best to realize that this person might reach out to you. And you should be aware that Spirit is just kind of telling me, like, don't waste your voice on them at this point if they do reach out. They're stuck in kind of this runner-chaser dynamic. If you pull away, they might chase you to try to, like, self-soothe or see if you'll still be there for them. And it's really important to have good boundaries at this time, because if you don't, then that person is really going to want to try to walk all over you. And that's not good. You want to show them that you have integrity and that there are things that you will or will not put up with, so that they understand how to treat you. And then our last card here is from the Kuan Yin Oracle. Spin the silken thread divine. In creating precious silks, there is a sorting process of sifting out that which is broken to find what is precious and pure. You are commencing a new cycle. It is time to release that which does not align with your true heart and choose agreements and connections that serve your highest good. So you might have to let this person go for a little while. They're on a journey. But believe me, they're thinking about you, and they will further understand if they want to be in union or connection with you in the future. They must show up differently. And if they don't, at the center of their reading is like, you will always be trapped in these karmic cycles. You will never get ahead to what your soul's mission is, and you will lose that voice, that freedom to express yourself. So what a deep, deep, deep karmic. I know it's like some people are probably wishing for something else, but like that's actually soul-wrenching to be in that situation. So I hope you will send your person love and support over the 5D. And if not, and if you're angry at this time, that's totally valid. But remember, like, anything that you feel kind of ultimately comes back to you. So find a way to release the emotions and feelings about what this person did. I am also getting that if they did, like, tell people a different side of the story or something that's not true, those people are not believing this person anyway. So help yourself recover from the shock of the situation, do things that feel good, and time will take care of the situation for you. Okay, so if you like this reading, like the video, comment below if it resonated, and if you want to try a reading for yourself, follow my Etsy link below. See you next time. Hello, beautiful people. This is pile 2. You have chosen the Revolutionary and this beautiful citrine kind of wand, actually, which mirrors this energy. So a little bit similar to pile 1, I see you as creating something, but what I see you doing is really stepping into this age of Pluto and Aquarius, where we're digging into the underworld to bring peace and love and harmony into the collective, but in a really revolutionary way, in a way that accepts everyone's gifts, in a way that crumbles old power structures that have only served individuals rather than the collective. And I see you doing this with lightning speed. Now, I didn't share this with you, which I should have at the beginning of the video, but the tarot deck that we're going to use, I have not used this one before, is the Manera Tarot. And this is kind of a compatible erotic tarot to the Tarot of Sexual Magic, which I use in a lot of my sensual messages reading. So if that kind of calls to you, check that out on my Etsy shop. I will link it below. So I see a spark here with this person. What did they do? And what is karmically coming for them? I'm going to read this right side up like the other deck. This is Earth, 5 of Earth. This is my first time reading this, so bear with me here. Very interesting start. Clarified by, let's just call this the Ace of Pentacles here in this deck. So your person could be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, but doesn't necessarily need to resonate with that. We have the Two of Fire. Very interesting art here. Clarified by 9 of Air. And then one more set. The 4 of Earth, very earth heavy. Clarified by Death. We saw Death in the first reading from a completely different deck, which is so interesting. And I have the One of Fire here on the bottom as well. Let's get you some oracle cards and dive into what happened, what their karma is, what you can do about it. We have date, get back out there, meeting somebody new, setting a date, dating online, cut down, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment. Yeah, I see this. Let's see. There may be some backstabbing in there. We have girl with snake, charmed or used, enable boundaries. Yes. And then partying. Okay. So this person may have ghosted you. You may have gone out on a few dates. They may have seemed very sexual. They may have tried to say all the right things to get you to go to bed with them. And in reality, you found out later that they were just happily single and trying to live in the moment. And they gave you a bunch of yak so that you would do what they wanted and didn't follow through necessarily on the person that you thought they were or things that they promised you or whatever. I'm going to try to straighten these out. And that's really hard, I feel like. I feel like you feel deceived and used and betrayed, and that this is either a karmic person, a situationship, somebody you're dating. This is not somebody, that you were super serious about, but there is a message in there that this is a reflection of somebody who's going through a divorce and wondering if, that was that person's plan all along. Really interesting stuff. So let's dive into your tarot here. So in the tarot, I see, first of all, we have the 5 of Earth. 5 is the number of change. We have 2 of Fire, that's partnerships, and the 4 of Earth. I mean, you really thought that you were building something stable with this person. And you didn't see this kind of sudden death coming from this relationship. And you're angry. You have you have all of the fires of hell behind you, basically, because you feel so wronged. I really feel like, don't beat yourself up that you may have chosen the wrong person. Spirit is saying, this person is the person that did this to you, either makes kind of a career of doing this person, of trying to use people, and then like ghosting them, giving them the silent treatment when they don't get what they want or when they're finished. And that has nothing to do with you. It has something to do with their own wounding. But because this is kind of a sexual deck, there could have been some abuse here. And I really feel for anyone that resonates with this. There could also have been like you were unknowing that you were like a side piece or the other woman or something. And so now there's not only this upset of identity, but also this other person that's been affected by this. And I'm just getting that you didn't know that this person lied to you, whether they were married to somebody else or they were with somebody else, that they had a child with somebody else, and they just acted so beneath, the responsibility of that situation. I feel like this person is a little bit of a womanizer. I feel like this person kind of gets off for validation on having people. I don't want to throw out too many pronouns here, so insert your pronouns where you will, but like for one of you, definitely it's a man who feels, that he gets an extreme amount of validation from making women do things for him, getting them to degrade or demean themselves. And for somebody in this reading, I feel a strong vibe of like, if you are in the BDSM scene, this is somebody who says like, I'm a dom, and then uses that identity to unhealthily engage in play with play partners, control, make them submit, but not care for them afterwards and really care about if they're enjoying themselves or if things are painful or whatever. So this person is just a nasty person somewhere. And you have definitely met with somebody that embodies, forcing a sort of death upon you. And I really feel for you, Pile 2, because it feels like you feel older. You feel like this person has robbed you of some kind of vitality. But in the beginning, they just kind of came on like they idolized you and they made you into, a living relic and something to be worshipped. And at the end of the day, just did these unspeakable things to you. So I definitely want to look at, first of all, I want to know what this person would say. I really do. I want to know if they're sorry before we know what's coming to them. This person says, I just wasn't ready for you. I feel like that means you were a really real person. You were a compassionate person. You were somebody who reminded them of the love and care that they needed and were not willing to give to themselves. And some serious karma is definitely coming to this person for doing this. The card that came out is the gem. And to me, you are just this magnificent pearl surrounded by the darkness of this person right now. I just kind of get the feeling that like Spirit doesn't really want to tell you what it's going to do. Spirit just kind of wants you to focus on yourself because you had this experience so that you would value yourself more. That's such a tough message to receive. I have shapeshifter on the bottom. To some degree, what's really crazy, like Spirit is saying, like, I have created this person to be this way, to help other people free themselves. And that's also a devastating message too. You're undergoing this great change and you're definitely going to be okay on the other side. But as of right now, there's just a big transformation period and it's okay to feel all of the feelings basically. So we have Amas Veritas, manifest. And again, all of these just seem to be kind of messages for you. That's so crazy. Oh, here we go. I was waiting for something like this. Belladonna. So I don't know if any of you have seen Practical Magic, but in the movie, she is in an abusive relationship, she being Nicole Kidman's character, and her sister takes out a vial of belladonna, which is a very poisonous herb, and inadvertently kills the lover that has them in the backseat of a car and is, you know, being very toxic and potentially is going to really potentially hurt them deeply, badly. And then he dies. So this is dual fold for me. Spirit is basically saying this person is already poisoning themselves. And if they don't stop poisoning themselves, there will be some sort of a forced transformation. And that actually could result in the loss of life. This is extremely dark. I am so sorry for anybody that's going through this. I did not expect this message to go here. I don't know who I'm connecting with right now, but I also do feel like there will be, the reward is that you are free of this person. And I would definitely advise you to do some cord clearing and energy clearing to help you get through this time, because, you know, it's been traumatic, and that there are definitely things that are going to be, they're going to require conscious healing for quite some time, even after you detach yourself from this person. Block them from all your socials, you know, don't let them have access to you, basically, if they reach out again. I do see that we have Phoenix on the bottom. So it's a potentially positive message, not only for you as the revolutionary. I mean, you have a righteous anger inside of you. I feel like helping other people at this time, either people that have been through this situation or just, you know, surrounding yourself with a supportive community is definitely key. I feel for you. I feel like I resonate to a certain extent with this. And I can tell you that the further you put this person from your mind, the easier it will be to heal. Let's get some more messages. So we have Goat. Fearless I am in the path I choose. I've never been led astray, always finding my way. And this is really interesting because, of course, this card, especially with the goat and the third eye, is a little representative of the devil card in certain decks. And I just kind of feel like Spirit is saying indulge yourself in things. Try not to overspend, but definitely spend some money on self-care. 13 breaks into a 5, so that means you're trying to find ways that things can feel luxurious and good, but not break the bank, so that you don't, you know, topple the balance of your physical reality. This time is eclipse season. I feel like it's a really good time to do this reading because things are changing so rapidly, and all of this shadow has kind of been brought to light. So again, like, be kind with yourself, spend time in nature, spend time around animals, particularly if you're an animal lover, and you'll be healed by the innocence of things that don't consciously look for ways to try to use and abuse people, really. I really want to know somewhere what drives this person, to be honest. I feel like you need answers. I usually don't do this in this type of reading, but okay. So there's some trauma around this person's birth, or if they are a parent, that kind of situation. It feels to me like for someone I'm connecting to, the message is kind of like, I'm still a child myself because I spent so much of my formative years taking care of people, whether that's taking care of parents or taking care of children or something, and that's why they're acting this way. Not that you need to know that to like let go of them. I hope that that helps you to know that this is not a person that thinks with an adult mind. Otherwise, they wouldn't do this to you. This is somebody that runs on impulse, that has not formed a serious amount of empathy, that maybe narcissistic because their growth was stunted, something happened to them in their earlier years. And it might, especially if there is sexual abuse and trauma, be something like that, you know, hurt people. And that's just so unfortunate. But abundance is coming for you. Abundance has always been there for you. You just kind of have to remember that you're worthy of that abundance. We have a new romantic cycle begins. So somebody might come into your life, actually, I see, that has a completely different energy. Somebody that comes out immediately balanced. And you'll be able to trust this person. Despite all of the trauma and the pain that's happened to you, you'll be able to trust them. So when this person comes, act with discernment, but don't necessarily avoid it because of this situation, is basically what Spirit is saying. This is a time for healing for you. Let's see what else. And then something is not the right time. So I think this is kind of a message to just not force yourself to heal faster than you need to. If you don't feel like having a therapist right now is right, don't do that. Obviously, don't reach out to this person and try to get them to say, I'm sorry for the things that I did. It's not going to happen. This is really just forcing you to kind of take more accountability and responsibility for yourself, to decide what you want and what you won't put up with, so that you can learn to trust yourself and the universe again. And I think that that's what will happen, Pile 2, because you are the revolutionary. You have a fire inside of you. You will change the world. And this situation, as crazy and unfortunate as it may be, has kind of lit a fire, or stoked the fires to not give up. And there's kind of where the shadow and the light is. And I really do feel for you, because I've been there myself. So our last message for you is this one. This is from the Kuan Yin Oracle, Blossoms of the Sky Dancer. Kuan Yin guides you to remember the creative energy and spiritual light that are within you, which cause all of life to bloom. Creation is a natural spiritual power. Force can slow down the process. It is time to stop striving and allow your manifestation to occur. Trust, let go, create, and allow your creation to flow. I love this, you know. The interesting part of that Belladonna card was, or I think it was the one before it, was manifestation. And if you take all of your eggs out of trying to figure out why this person behaved this way and put that into what you want to accomplish in the world, your life will skyrocket. You will feel so happy. Often we don't always get answers for things, but don't beat yourself up about it. Live for the part of yourself that is the survivor. And I just wish you the world, I do. So like this video if you liked it, comment below if you resonate with this. Check out my readings in my Etsy shop. I would definitely, especially when this new love kind of comes in and we can give you more guidance there. I have a bunch of goodies. And I think that's it. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you next time. Hello, Pile 3, and you have chosen this card, the Void. So insert your pronouns where you will. We're going to look at your person's karma and what, if anything, you can do about it. But you have chosen this very feminine space where new things can be created. And a lot of our readings today surrounded new forms of creation, oddly enough. So if there was a message in the previous two, if you were drawn to, check that out. But rose quartz has a sort of compassion to it. And I feel like you're giving yourself more self-love as a result of this situation, and that's really good. So this reading I feel like is going to be kind of the more evolved of the three. I can already feel that you are somebody who's on like a more ascended plane, and you've been through a lot of life experiences that have prompted you to kind of understand how to see the world from with a rational mind and not shut off that emotional part of you, which is really, really good. So I'm going to use the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. Sorry I didn't tell you what deck that was going to be in the beginning, but this is the one you chose. And your first card is the Son of Cups in reverse. We're going to clarify that by the Daughter of Wands in reverse. So interesting. These readings have all been really amazing today. Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I definitely knew there was a reason that I wanted to do this reading today. I was just feeling it. You know, it's eclipse season. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We are transmuting our shadow. Wow, all of these are in reverse. I shuffled this, I swear. That's the Four of Swords. And then, wow, the High Priestess. Okay. All right. And on the bottom, we have the Father of Cups, also in reverse. And I'm going to draw some oracles before we get started. So our first card is Poker Face. This is from the Red Rose Oracle. Let's see, risks and options, not showing your hand. We have, what did I say? Ascending, transcending, preparing for union, if anybody identifies with that twin flame label. We have Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming, or struck by love. Ooh, I love this. I'll shift these cards in a minute. And then we have the butterfly with the phoenix on the bottom, evolving and growing. So I think I was a little spot on about you, pile 3. I think you're definitely somebody who has a lot of experience in life and especially in love. I don't think you bear this person too much ill will either. I feel like you kind of were hoping that this person would be better than they were, but you're accepting of their journey because you know what it means to be on one yourself. So I feel like from your, you met somebody who you didn't feel was being authentic, and that's Poker Face right here. This person may have been a gambler. They may have definitely had a secret habit somewhere that you discovered quite quickly and you were like, this isn't gonna work out. This person could have also taken some money from you or asked you to invest in something that failed even. And you just kind of feel like they should have had more of a handle on, what you were asking them to do, basically. Okay, let's look at the tarot. Son of Cups in reverse, clarified by the Daughter of Wands. I see juvenile energy here. These represent the pages. We have the Page of Fire, the Page of Wands, and the Page of Water, essentially, the Son of Cups. And both of them are blocked. So it's just kind of like this person was immature. And I really do feel like you sensed this kind of early on. They did something and you either helped them because you really wanted them to grow and you were just trying to see if they were able to, and it didn't work out. And we have the Ace of Cups clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, this is so interesting. Look, both juvenile energy, both initiatory energy. And then even this energy, both of these cards are about resting. So I really feel like you're getting clarification from the universe that you didn't do anything wrong. You invested in someone, you hoped to elicit and bring out these good qualities, and they just weren't ready for that, essentially. I see that the situation that happened was either around money or around love, obviously. And your wisdom shows you've definitely been, you're an old soul, you've been here a lot of lifetimes. So I feel like you're just kind of having trouble modulating, how much empathy do I give a person? When do I know to cut it off? When do I know how to stop investing? And I really feel for you in this because it's hard to be an open, compassionate human when you see red flags everywhere and you're choosing between like cutting something off before it has the potential to hurt you, or seeing it through and then trusting that there are good boundaries to change the dynamic of it without becoming too enmeshed. And I feel like this is about prior wounding. It's a very interesting overlap of a situation. I feel like there was somebody in your past that made you feel like this. And so you were hoping that this person would kind of correct the karma of that, whatever that other person actually did to you. And then we have, the Four of Swords, which is typically a rest card with the High Priestess. So I do feel like there's like this inclination where you're ignoring your intuition and you're ignoring these pulls to rest. I feel like for you, like that you could be somebody that had just gone out of a really long-term relationship, and then you're wanting the next person to be like the one too soon, right? So instead of listening to the intuition, you're trying to usurp the wounds of that other person by hoping that the new person will be better, and you haven't really ended or changed this cycle yet. There's something that needs to change within you before you can attract like the right person. This is just kind of a message for someone. So let's just see what's going to happen. What is the karma that this other person is going to get? And we have Firefly. How interesting. Firefly, R is in observe. And I really feel like with this card, first of all, this is a special message for somebody whose person was dealing with an issue surrounding queerness, or maybe even a dark night of the soul and resisting that kind of spiritual ascension, or has really severely blocked energy, negative energy somewhere. I have a feeling that something is going to happen where this person will turn and examine their life. Yeah, so we have Butterfly. And this is interesting too, because I feel like someone is going to come along and make this person feel like a lowly insect. That's just kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And they will be able to set this person free. So it kind of just feels like you've got to let go that you were not the person to do that for this person. I do see you manifesting things. And I also feel like whatever is going to happen karmically with this person, it will bring them into balance. So for those of you who feel like what happened was not a scar that runs deep, it's definitely going to, number one, you're going to be protected from this person. They're not going to be allowed to reach out to you until that transformation has been complete. So you don't need to fear about that. I really feel like somewhere for some of you, like this person feels bad about what they did, which is different from pile 2. Like that person didn't really feel bad. So I kind of want to get a message here about what they would say to you right now, just really quickly. And then we'll keep kind of going with the karmic messages. Yeah, see, we will be together again. So for those of you who identify with the twin flame label, even though I'm not seeing a whole lot of twin flame energy here, this person does want you in their life, and they do want to apologize for some of you. And then there's somebody that I'm speaking directly to where like this person is completely delusional and you should definitely avoid them. But that's like only 1 or 2 people here. For the rest of you, I think that this is really going to prompt this person to examine themselves. There we have that observer card more deeply, and they're going to really embody these lessons and reach out and apologize at some point because they know that you are wise. There could be a big age gap between you. And this could also be like a family member. It doesn't have to be like a loving relationship. It's just somebody that took advantage of you at a time where you're feeling vulnerable. So we have the Destroyer. And in terms of karma, this is a really beautiful card because I just kind of feel like the karmic wheel has been set. As you can kind of see, these 2 circles mirror each other. Because they kind of messed with the wrong person. This was like you were a completely innocent party. and you were just trying to help them, and that's worse to like end up making this kind of an action towards someone who just had like good faith and wanted the best for you. And again, like on the bottom we have the bridge, so I don't know why Spirit is telling me to do this, but like they will reach out when they've, you know, maybe there's alcoholism, or like there's something there to where this person is going to put themselves through some kind of a program or undergo some kind of a situation where they'll realize they need to make amends. And on the flip side of what has happened, that's kind of a lovely gesture. But yeah, that's kind of what I see, is that this person is in a chaotic place right now, and they don't want to be in that chaotic place. This has like kind of addict or alcoholic energy for someone for sure. This is a pattern that this person has been through, and they're ending that cycle, actually. That's kind of the message, where it's like, I don't mean to say this in a demeaning way, but like, of all of the things that they've done to people, doing something like this to you, number one, was on the mild end for them, which is like kind of a crazy thing to say. But at the same time, because of what they've done specifically to you, they're really realizing that they have a problem somehow. So this could be any kind of addiction, sex addiction, gambling addiction, you know, just extreme selfishness. There's something here like that. As far as like what you can do, we have vision, 43. So really latch deeper into that spirituality that's so innate and calming for you. Women's circles, if you identify with that, or just, you know, witchy circles in general. Silent retreats, somewhere seeking a spiritual teacher or mentor, creative classes, writing classes, dancing classes, just things that kind of further enrich your life. There's an aspect of self-worship here too, to where you find yourself beautiful, despite all of the prior scars from your spiritual journey and anyone else that was a part of that journey that was not supportive of you, which I really love. Dye your hair, buy lingerie, put on makeup, do the things that you feel will actually support positive feelings about yourself. Let's see, what other messages do I have? This one was very to the point, despite being somewhat vague, actually, which is interesting. We have be assertive. So yeah, I was just going to say, I feel like this energy of someone holding back their voice. And if that's you, I feel like, you know, there are problems here being assertive and saying I was wronged and demanding an apology, because you feel somewhere that to be on the spiritual journey means you can't ever get angry. You can't ever put your grief on someone else. You shouldn't reach out and have a therapist because you should have all of the answers. And that's really denying your ability to be human. So that's kind of like taking off the mask and saying, I am a person. And even if I am a psychoanalyst, I need someone to talk to too. That's just human nature. And being aware that we are in this kind of construct where we're not in a huge communal situation in the West, and it starts to kind of feel radically individual and all of the mental health problems that kind of come with that. So it's really about radically taking care of yourself and speaking your truth, which I get that you did not do to this person. So if you're a parent to a child, or this is a family member, you might have these limiting beliefs surrounding this, where it's like, well, I can't get rid of any toxic family members, or I really shouldn't upset the apple cart with this person because I'm going to have a future relationship with them. And Spirit is kind of saying, sure, but not if it's at the expense of yourself. So there's kind of a balance that needs to happen there. What else? Let's grab a Moonology card. Aha, we have a personal issue reaches resolution. So again, I really do feel like this person, when eclipse season is over, is going to be like, what have I been doing? I need help. They're really going to reach out to you and drop down into that beautiful, mothering, intuitive energy and mirror that which you're stepping into. And if this is a twin flame or a love situation, they're really going to take this time to observe themselves and do that work, which I think is a really beautiful message, and it's probably the only one we've had today that's like that, I think. A new start is coming. And then I'll just draw one last card here from the Kuan Yin Oracle deck to round out our reading. If you like this reading, like the video, comment below. And I have many Etsy goodies. So I have readings on my Etsy shop. I have healings. I have spells. Pick your poison. And let me know how everything goes. So we have this beautiful Kuan Yin card here. Your enlightened heart. The wish of the Divine Mother is that you become free. Enlightenment is a culmination of many small steps. Each one is a drop of water forming a divine ocean of peace, realization, and unity within. An ocean that washes away fear, separation, and scarcity and bathes us in abundance and bliss. You carry the torch of enlightenment in your heart. Let it shine. I love that. So Kuan Yin is with you. You can tap into some of the spiritual masters that have had share similarities on this journey and understand how difficult it is whenever you feel like you're doubting yourself. There's a lot of imposter syndrome that comes with stepping into becoming a healer or a shamanic awakening or something. You always feel like you're just kind of a step behind all of the people that have gone through this before. You're not saying things in the right way. I definitely resonate with that. But at the end of the day, this is your unique journey. You've uniquely incarnated into this time. Your message of hope and joy and community and transformation is going to be different, but we can always draw on the history of the Ascended Masters. So for me, this is kind of like, if you feel called to it, dive into the world of research, spend more time in solitude. And then when you're inspired by something, that's the time to kind of share it with your community, and that will just be like their message for the day. So I hope that everything gets better, and I hope that this was satisfying to you. So do let me know, and I will see you next time.